ready.
We're ready. Okay. Welcome to Video Game Book Club with me and Colin, and just Colin because he is the only one with gumption and follow through. Um, in Book Club, we pick a game, and then if you beat that game, it's your turn to pick the game afterwards. You have to beat the game. You can't fake beating the game. I beat Colin's game last month, um, and this month it was Rollerdrome, due to my request. Rollerdrome is a Tony Hawk like and a Max Payne like, and you roll around and you shoot people, and it's really fun. Um,
Spoiler, it's worse than both the likes.
it is worse than both the likes. Um, but I like, first and foremost, I love the art style. I really like the minimalist art style. It is really good to have a game with gameplay because it's been a while since we've had one of those. Um, yeah,
What do you mean? A month?
2 months because it was
Would you?
Spiritfarer and then
Oh
Star
yeah.
Trek, and we haven't done shit in like the longest time.
Star Trek had gameplay.
Yeah, beep 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 beep. Like
Wait, there was third-person shooting sections. It was it,
barely.
it was basically Gears of War at parts
Mm, essentially, yeah.
and Splinter Cell.
All right, Colin, I'm gonna let you go over the story of this game.
Well,
Just give
I
us
beat it.
give
I
us a
beat it a
skinny.
while ago, and I thought, usually I'll look up, Wikipedia, and there's no wiki for this game. There's a Wikipedia. I don't know, dude. They're fucking corporate greed. They try to do some like first person thing where you walk around and look for something. I don't even know what you're not even supposed to look for. At one point, I interacted with a whiteboard, had some graphs on it, some charts that were trying to tell me something ominous, but I didn't really care.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I did not do my due diligence, uh, looking at all the things and finding all the files, and cause it didn't grip me in that way. Essentially, it's like the fucking what do you call it? It's like No More Heroes, but infinitely more shallow. It's like you're there to win the competition, and eventually you do.
To me, it felt just like this is what if Walmart owned everything,
Yeah, kinda.
and then they added roller derby
And
for some reason.
they have cute little stuff like this match is sponsored by X or whatever, and like oh shit, we forgot a whole section.
I know you skipped. I
What
wasn't
else
gonna
did
say
you
anything.
play this month, dude?
Oh, I did. I beat Super Mario Wonder. I forgot.
Nice.
I played another game besides one game. Progress.
Yeah,
Good game.
we'll put Rollerdrome on hold for now. How was Wonder, dude?
It's a decent game. And Tekken. Tekken also came
Yep.
out.
Tekken just came out. Been playing a shit ton of Tekken.
Now,
Um,
now here's your platform to explain a 50-50 to John.
a 50-50 is when someone only has two options. And luckily for most people, Tekken has a heat engage system that forces that upon you. It's actually a 1 in 3, but we won't even get into that because grabs are techable, and then we go into a whole other thing. Um, but yeah, Tekken's the main thing. I have not beaten the story. I played Lords of the Fallen. I did not beat Lords of the Fallen, and I played Elden Ring. I did not beat Elden Ring. but I
Dark
put like
Souls dabbler, dude.
but I put like 60 hours into Elden Ring. The problem is that Elden Ring is like a 150-hour fucking game. Like you just get lost in that game, dude. It's such a fun game.
Are you ever gonna beat it?
I plan on beating it every night. Like no bullshit. Every night I think, yeah, I should go back and beat Elden Ring. Cuz it's not that the game's difficult. Like the game has difficult parts. I think Lords of the Fallen is way more explicitly difficult than Elden Ring.
Well, Elden Ring seems like it is hard if you kind of make it hard on
Yeah.
yourself. Like it seems like it's like if you want to cheese, there's plenty of fucking cheese avenues to go down.
And since I have a platform, I can openly and outright say that if you rag on magic, okay, if you rag on the magic system and people who use magic in Elden Ring, but your health bar is longer than a fucking a Tarantino movie across the screen, and you're level 700 going to fight bosses, then you're just as cheesy, okay? Because my health bar is minuscule. It's as large as my fucking confidence. All right, so I'm sitting here just egoing these bosses to death, and yeah, I shoot some bullets
Yeah,
sometimes.
going them to death from 700 feet away.
Yeah, but I also have my attacks are also like you guys have the stamina bar replenishes itself. My magic bar, I also have to waste another attack cycle to do. It's like, yeah, magic is lame, but it's not like I'm just shooting magic. I just beat Azatol or whatever the fuck his name is. So I got the gravity flail thing that does a whoosh into a whoosh. You know that thing's sick. Um, but yeah, Elden Ring's tight and it's really fun and it's a gorgeous game. Lords of the Fallen is also cool, but unstable and blatantly rude to the player. But you get to be a priest with a hammer that shoots lightning, and
Oh,
it's
you played
sick.
another game too, didn't you? The Nostalgia, whatever that shit's called.
I played Asterigos for a half an hour, and I played Stray Blade for 10 minutes. So, Stray Blade is. I did not get the best first impression of it. And Asterigos is not for me. Uh, it's a little light on everything that I enjoy in a game. Because I want to do the Lords of the Fallen, the Elden Ring, like min max type thing, uh, exactly the way I want to do it. And there was a lot of like Immortals Phoenix Rising thing going on with Asterigos, and I was good on that. Um, But yeah, I do plan on beating Elden Ring, and I will inform everybody when I beat Elden Ring because that is something that apparently is really important to some people. Um, so it'll get done.
When Tekken becomes boring in 700 hours.
Yeah. Well that's the window. I have to be bored with Tekken, and Dragon's Dogma 2 has to have not come out yet.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, that game's gonna have you have to pay things
Yeah.
on it. So,
Yeah.
but not gonna. That game kind of looks bad.
It looks bad, but it's a game that I'm gonna have to play.
I,
Like, I'm gonna have to play it.
okay, so it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like a sequel. It kind of just looks like a 1.5.
Which is wild because like the original game came out like 15 fucking years ago.
And every time I see it, I'm like sick. And then I'm looking, I'm like, this really kind of looks like the same thing,
Yeah.
which isn't like a bad thing, but also like this much time, and it's like it doesn't look good. It looks jank as hell. I know that's what people want, but
It's the first game that I think I'll play a warrior class in because they were going over the mechanics of the warrior class and they have the absolver thing where if you press the next attack at the right time, you do like faster attacks and you cancel out of it. And that just sounds splendid. Like I really loved Absolver, and but I don't know if that's enough to make me play a warrior in a game with the best magic system ever made.
yeah, I don't know about that game. And then like no fast travel. It's like I don't know, dude.
Oh, don't worry, dude. They'll do the super enhanced deluxe dark fucking cock edition where you get to instead of using runes to travel, just do it whenever you want.
Yeah,
Um
that'll be something.
I would much prefer if my game had fast travel. Cause like even The Witcher like wants you to be fully immersed. Even they let you take a fucking carriage to where you want to be. You know.
It and they're going crazy with them. There's no quest markers.
Yeah. But there's no quest markers in Elden Ring either. Which
That
is
That's a little
aggravating.
different though. Yeah. Well, and then same with the thing. They're like the only way you get side quests is like you just have to talk to people to get
Yeah.
side quests. It's like I don't know, dude. I
Yeah.
get it for the immersion, but we'll see.
I mean, they could just completely botch it. That is a possibility.
Well, I think people are gonna love it because it just looks like a super DLC to me, which is all people really wanted, I guess.
Yeah, they just wanted the IP to keep going.
Yeah. So it should be fine.
Well, it's like when Kingdoms of Amalur: The Re-Reckoning came out, and it's like sick. It's there, you know, like something about like really good combat system RPGs. They're getting revivals, but not like new stuff. Like Dragon's Dogma 2, I'm reserving the right to get hyped on that game just because it came out of left field. Um and it was called a cult classic by literally everyone. Um
At least you admit when you look at it, it doesn't really look like a fucking sequel.
no, but I also haven't seen much on it. I've seen like class overviews and shit.
Yeah.
There's like new like mechanics that look like they'll be used once. Like knocking
Yeah.
over a troll to go over a cavern and using the troll as a bridge. Like I think I'll use that exactly once. Um but like I really just want new spells and the new classes and the new everything, and it doesn't really matter what everything else is happening as long as the gameplay's sick. Um Because to be fair, I didn't really do much in Dragon's Dogma 1. Like, I played Dragon's Dogma for 40 hours, and 35 of that was shooting balls at people with my hammer. Because you'd lay down a ball and when you're the Holy Knight and fucking hit it with the hammer to shoot more balls.
I
And
think the
then
worst part about that first game is it feels like you're just walking up and down a coast the whole fucking game. Like the whole map is a coast, dude. You're just walking up and down it, dude.
and the beginning is so rough. Like it has one of the worst starts to any game. It does not do itself justice at all. Dragon's Dogma 1 starting that game is miserable. But then it really opens up. Um I think the worst is Kingdom Hearts 2 though. That has the worst opening ever. Um shout out well, you know who you are.
And that's my game.
I swear to God.
You
I swear to God, if you keep fucking spoon feeding these kids that don't join our club into letting their games be picked,
When have I ever done that?
blasphemous.
That was a good pick.
I'm I'm so spiteful to them.
That is a game I legitimately wanted to play.
Yeah, and I still legitimately want to play Blasphemous too. Um,
Even though I didn't really like it, but
yeah, whatever. Back to Rollerdrome. Because that's what this whole shindig is about today. Rollerdrome has a good art style, uh,
sort of.
and it has an antiquated gameplay loop. The
To me, it honestly like it's a game. It is a full-fledged game, and it should cost money. It feels like a tech demo, kind of in the same. So, like, this doesn't feel. This feels like an idea that they fleshed out for a couple hours and sold it. It just feels like it's missing something.
Yeah, because it's like it's not like the maps are huge, you know, like they're fairly like decently designed.
Which is like Tony Hawk. Actually, I think Tony Hawk levels are bigger.
Well,
100%.
yeah, like even the original Tony Hawk, like there was more interesting stuff because like even in Tony Hawk 1, you had the big drop in, like the first map you go in, you have this huge drop in, and then there's a half pipe that you can grind over with the VHS on top, and then you can go to the second side, you know, and do like a helicopter thing. Like I never stumbled upon like some cool shit there. Oh, the airplane in Tony Hawk that was like half and you could jump over it and there was a
Yeah.
gap thing. There was none of that like magical Tony Hawk stuff in it.
And I'm not gonna lie, Tony Hawk feels better to play, like movement wise. To me, this game felt like clunky, kinda. I didn't
Yeah.
really feel like I was like moving. Sometimes I did, but I don't know.
Well, I got moving. It was just like getting used to the always being on a board type thing. Well, in this case, rollerblades, but they're the same. They function exactly the same. Cause like once you get to like American Wasteland and all of that, you can start like hopping off the board and like setting
Yeah.
yourself up. You can't really do that in this game. It's really reminiscent of like Tony Hawk 1 through 3. Um
In those games though, you could like stop,
yeah.
which you can't really do in this game. You kind of are always moving.
And you could do stuff that like gets you out of situations to keep momentum. Like you can wall ride and you can like hand plant off of a wall. Um One thing you can do in Tony Hawk but that you can't do in here is like do a handstand. Um they added a useless acid drop mechanic that I
Yeah,
never used.
it's like I think you need it to do like to get some of the like the tapes or collectibles or whatever they call it. But yeah, it's like janky as hell because I couldn't get it to work sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I stopped using it. I did the one mission, and then I stopped using it altogether. That is one thing that they did take from Tony Hawk, straight ripped. Um, Even if you beat all of the levels in the section, there's 3 or 4 sections. Um, you still have to do like the submissions in each of them. Each level has like 15 submissions, exactly like a Tony Hawk game, and it's like you beat all the levels, but you have to redo the levels now to get like 8 more submissions done, which wasn't as much of an inconvenience as I thought it was, but it really did like make me go back and be like, oh, this is why because I never beat a Tony Hawk game, not 1 through 3. I beat Underground and I beat American Wasteland and I beat all of the ones after that that I played, but I never beat Tony Hawk 1 through 3 at all.
Well, I mean, like the age when those games came out too, like how like for me anyway, it was kind of like you just picked the level you liked and you kind of just free skated.
Yeah,
That's
which
how I always played those games anyway. Like I rarely ever played like the story in those early ones. I've beat like Underground and American Wasteland, but
yeah, which like I get that it's Max Payne and Tony Hawk, but it really does like it's worth stating that the good parts about both of those games are are like peeking their head through this game, but it's not there. Like I would never sit here and replay a level of Rollerdrome because I liked it. Like I liked the first level. Um but the point drop off on tricks is substantial. Um
it's also missing that like I don't know, like the newer Doom games have that like flow to them, you know? I just don't I feel like this game does not have that.
well, they made an attempt. I was actually going to give them a point for that because like doing your combo gives you ammo and killing people gives you health. And I thought that was really cool. Like you have to maintain momentum, you have to be doing tricks, you have to be killing people. Like it was an attempt, it just wasn't like fully there. Um
Something just I don't know what it is. It just feels like it doesn't work. It does, but it doesn't to me. I don't know
yeah,
why.
cuz it's like 70% the way there, but like the 30% is like the real good bits because when I was watching this game, I was like this game looks fucking phenomenal. And then playing it, I was like, "Oh, this game is good for about an hour." Um
That's the other thing. It's like it's such a cool idea and it should work and it drags after an hour. And it's like cool, the game's only like 2ish hours, so it's fine, but it does like it should not be feeling like sluggish like that so quickly.
yeah. They made some poor design choices on the submissions. For instance, like I don't have a problem with collecting skate or whatever, like the version of that they have. And I don't necessarily mind the trick like button thing cuz like they have a little like a bleep bloop in the air that you have to do a trick by. Um but the placement of it is rough and I'm still not sure if you have to be near it or hit through it to get the trick that it wants you to do, because they'll be like, hey, do this trick near the trick token. And I'm like, okay. And sometimes it would take me 3 or 4 tries before getting the trick near the trick token. And I don't know if I was doing them late. I don't know if I have to be in the middle of the trick while I go through it. But I think the trick token is a good idea that was implemented poorly. Um,
What I did like that you could go into a level, do one thing, and then leave, and it still counts.
yep. Also
That is a
from
good
the
design.
yeah, also from the original Tony Hawk games. Like the biggest fault I have for this game is enemy design.
Oh yeah,
Um,
dude.
Enemy design is atrocious.
It's okay once you get the sniper, it kind of makes it feel okay.
Yeah.
But the fucking laser enemy is horrible. Like that was such a bad idea.
Yeah, the laser enemy was really bad. But the sniper does help. The rocket enemy is the worst because, in my opinion, he's the worst. Because he gets this shield and it is just a padding timer. Because you'll shoot him a time and then his shield will go up and he's invulnerable. You can't break it. You can't rocket him to death. Like, like he is totally invulnerable for X amount of time. And you say, "Oh, that's not bad," but like while you're doing that, the rockets are chasing you, and the laser enemy is shooting lasers at you, which also put fire on the ground. And then you have another fire on the ground enemy that shoots poison instead of fire. And then there's snipers in the background. And in reality, you can dodge all of that just by pressing the dodge button. Um, but because the dodge button's OP in this game, it's fucking wild.
Why
Um,
I didn't mind the shield guy is because like, or the rocket dude is because you can one shot him with the sniper, so it makes it not as bad. The
yeah.
laser fucking guy you can't. So no matter
No.
what, it's gonna teleport and shoot a laser.
And there's a mission to kill a guy with I think you need to get a headshot, but I swear I hit this fucking dude in the head and it brought him down to a sliver. So I don't know what it is. Like a fully charged headshot, I swear I got. So maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe you have to shoot him in the eye like in Carnivores, the T-Rex.
You have to be in the when you dodge and you go into that super reflex time, you do more
So you
damage.
have to do reflex time fully charged headshot. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not do that. Um but oddly enough, my favorite enemies are the sniper. I think that the sniper is fully fleshed out. Having them have the laser on you, and then like giving you the warning when they're about to shoot, to so you know when to dodge. Cause like no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, if that thing turns white, if that giant line turns white, it's time to fucking dodge. And I gotta give credit to them. They allow you to dodge out of everything, which is important.
Feels
Um,
good to dodge the sniper too, and then you get ammo, and then it slows it down if you do it right, and then
yeah,
you do more. Like if that's the enemy that it feels good to fight against. The bat guys aren't bad too because they're weak, but
the bats are fine. The actual riot shield guys are completely fine. Um, but the rocket guys and the laser beam guys are atrociously designed, in my opinion. Um,
I was surprised the game had a boss battle.
yeah. Go over the boss battle.
It's a giant spider tank, and it's pretty lame once you figure out how to fight it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool though. It's a nice mix up. It's not, I wasn't expecting it. Like I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting.
It's a puzzle boss that if you look up a guide to beat this boss, you shouldn't be playing video games. Cause I turned to a guide really quickly, but you shoot the giant red circle, then you shoot the two small rectangles, and then you do it again. And no matter
Yeah,
what gun you use, and no matter where in these circles that you hit them, like it deals the same amount of damage, and it's always 2 to 3 cycles. Like, oh, and he knocks you off. He doesn't damage you though, which is sick. So you can kind of use him as like a launch, and then you can go in the air and like do a cool little trick and shoot somebody with it. Like Um, but I thought they would mix it up for the final boss, but it
Yeah.
was just that again, and that was kind of disappointing. The worst level was the snow one. That snow level sucks. Um,
Yeah. I liked the last level just because there was a lot of enemies, but in like a small area with not any bullshit like hole to fall in or anything.
yeah, I still like the first level the most, like, because I feel like that is what Rollerdrome is. It's like a skate park, and there's enemies, and you shoot. But it's the other stuff. It was like, because it's not like Tony Hawk where you'd like go to like Monaco or like London or fucking Hawaii
Well,
or
it had a mall level. That's like Tony Hawk.
the least mall level ever, dude.
That was my least favorite level too. It just I don't know. I hated moving around in there.
But like, yeah, it was a very lifeless level design game. Uh, it kind of just gave you the basic idea of where you were, and I don't really fault anyone on it. It's just like maybe there wasn't enough time to get everything to put all the bells and whistles on it. I get that. Um, but I never really thought about it until now. That's what really gave the original Tony Hawk games their spark, is their level design and all of the cool little shit. Like Tony Hawk 3 starts you out in a fucking factory forge that you can like fall into lava in, which you have to go out of your way to do it, but like I don't know. Um, and then we could shift over to the other game that is like Max Payne. Um, I think it does the Max Payne bullet time just fine. I have no
I
arguments
think
with
it's
that.
it's better at Max Payne than it is Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of a Tony Hawk game than Max Payne. So that's where
Which
it's
is
like
why
this
I keep
weird
harping on
imbalance.
it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I keep harping on the Tony Hawk aspect, because I want this game to have a sequel. I want
Yeah.
like this to be a big game. Um I want people to be like, "Oh man, this is Rollerdrome 2. The fucking the shit it's fucking time edition, with everything all set up good." You don't even need to take me off the rollerblades. Like, um, there was also no special tricks. There was more complicated input tricks, like back forward or some shit like that to do a trick.
Doing
But
other tricks kind of felt pointless too. It was kind of just made sense to just like flip around.
I did melon for every single
Yeah.
trick. Every
There's
single trick was melon, and then I'd just get my combo up. Because it's like, yeah, my melon is doing 34 points, but I have a plus 30 on my multiplier right
right.
now. So, and it adds all the melons that I've done. So it's pretty set. We're fine.
And
Um,
for some Tony Hawk does so much better at like grinding. I feel like every game that tries to be like Tony Hawk like fucks up grinding somehow.
I don't think that they could have done grinding in this game how Tony Hawk did it though, because they had the back and forth slider, and in this game, if you do a back and forth slider when you're grinding, I mean that kind of fucks up the whole gameplay
Yeah.
loop.
I think it's about like because there's like all you can grind in this game is like the edges of the ramps.
Yeah,
And Tony Hawk does a better job at like putting shit in the middle to grind and like just interesting shit to grind. I feel like there's a lack of that in this game.
that is something that I should have stated earlier when it came to level design. There is no grinding in the middle. Um, I think the boss level has one that goes as a straight line across the map, but it's practically useless. Um, but you can grind in the middle horizontally because there's one level that is split into two. Um,
Yeah.
and that was the peak of their level design creativity, is that a level was split into two. It's the worst level, but it does have the best part where there's like a pool on the edge. It's like a pool edge, um, and between the two, there's a wall to ride on. And one of the things is to wall ride onto the next end. And that was the most Tony Hawk I felt. It's like, oh, this is the way to access it. This is a cool thing. Um, I thought that was pretty good. Um, but when it came to like just the general gameplay, the early levels did it best. I think that they really muddled the mixture the more enemies they added. Um, which is odd because there's not a lot of enemies in the game. It's just they kept getting worse and worse.
I think there's literally only 5.
Yeah, there's the bat guy, there's the sniper, there's the shield riot shield guy, and then there's the rocket
Rocket.
guy. Um
Oh,
then there's the poison guy
yeah,
that
so
flies in the
6.
air.
6 enemies.
And then the 7, there's the teleporter guy.
Wait, so bat, laser, sniper, rocket, riot, poison.
Floaty guy, and then laser.
No, I said laser.
You said laser? Oh my god.
6. We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. I think it's 6.
It's 6.
Spider 7. Got it.
Well, that's nah, I don't
Spider
count.
doesn't count.
Oh, you know what? There is 7. The tank.
Holy shit, the tank. Okay. So the tank actually is a fucking I actually do like the tank. And I don't know why I like the tank, but I don't like the rocket guy. But the tank, you have to shoot both of his guns off, and then he becomes practically useless. So you shoot one gun off, and then you shoot the other gun off, and then you shoot him in the middle, and that's how you kill him.
You know what's more interesting about the tank is this: the rocket guy comes in at level 2, and then he's in every level. The
Yeah.
tank's kind of near the end, so it's like, oh, finally a new fucking enemy. And I think it just makes it better because you don't have to deal with it in every single level, like the fucking rocket guy.
There's 4 guns. You will use 2 guns.
What'd you use?
I used
Sniper
the
and
shotgun.
shotgun?
Yep, I used
Yeah.
the shotgun. I used the sniper maybe 3 times, only with laser dudes.
I loved it just because I could like one shot people across the map.
Yeah, I'm huge into shotguns, and having you time your shot to do a slug shot is really sick. And that was my favorite mechanics based submission. There's a sniper on top of like a balcony or whatever, and you go up the ramp and over the sniper and shoot him with a slug shot, and that felt really good. Like the game has those moments where like if you play this game, you'll fucking be like, oh, that was really sick, and then you'll beat the level and you'll go to the next level and be like, man, nothing's been as sick as that, and then you'll play a little bit more and you'll be like, well, now I'm just chasing that sick. So you try to be fucking cool on your own, and it just doesn't really fucking work.
I just wish the shotgun did like a little more damage.
Yeah, especially with
It's just,
slug shots.
it just feels bad when you like empty it and the enemy doesn't die.
Yeah. But like the game doesn't have a lot of substance to it. Like, and it is partially my fault on the player to like not look at their like half like walking simulator pseudo visual novel idea of telling the story. But
I
like
just like if your story's good, are you really gonna do that? That's my like if you really thought you created this sick world and story, you're really gonna give me no like you're not gonna force it out of me at all. It's like it
yeah.
probably isn't that. It's probably to me it just came off it's like this is shit I've heard a million times. It's not bad, but I've heard dystopian, forcing this is fucking it's Hunger Games, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same like it's not original. It's not bad, but it's not, I don't know. I didn't feel compelled to really find out.
it's like there was a military testing program that like that's what you're in. And then like there's another mode too. Didn't even go over that. There's another mode that you can do afterwards that gives you a new soundtrack. And I'm not in this game for the music. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
it
Um,
it was pretty good,
it
but it
wasn't
was.
bad.
You know what
Um,
has good music? Tekken.
Tekken does have good music, and it has a jukebox. But I don't expect this game to be Tekken. It just fell short, and
But did it really though?
yeah,
It's an
cause like
indie game.
I expected little of it, right? But I guess I expected too much still. Cause like it does what it's advertised. It lets you play old school Tony Hawk and shoot people. But something was missing and I don't know what. Um or at least I can't pin it on one certain thing. It was like oddly lifeless. Cause like even the enemies, they don't run in or some shit like that. They like fucking phase in. They like teleport in.
And not only they don't move.
No, they don't move at all.
Besides, like the tank moves and technically the teleporting enemies move, but they're all basically just stationary. So if like you replay the level, I'm pretty sure the enemies spawn in the exact same like over and over again. You know what? This game could have used some like RPG elements, honestly, which I hate because it's like every game forces that shit now. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind upgrading things.
maybe.
Well, if I could upgrade like my speed, so or it could be faster, or fucking I don't know,
Well, and
do
it's
more
like
damage.
it's like a sporting event, right? It's like you're in Rollerdrome. It's like, yeah, it's this thing. There's no crowd. Like there's nothing like that. It's just you and the seemingly fake enemies. And
The
like
house players.
yeah, the house players. And it's just like, all right, I'm fine with that. But like I don't know, there was no fanfare. But I'm speaking everything like in like vagaries right now because like again I still don't even know what exactly can pinpoint and be like this is why the game didn't work for me, because the gameplay loop is solid, but the enemies suck, and the I don't mind the weapons and I really like one of them, and getting 1 out of 4 isn't bad, and the enemy variety, half of them are good and half of them are bad, and I like bullet time, but I think super bullet time is redundant.
It's just like
Um
on paper, it should be more enjoyable than it was,
yeah,
but I don't know why it wasn't as enjoyable.
and it's much more fun to watch. Like
Yeah,
I
it does look cooler than to play.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand cuz most of the time like when you watch something, or at least when I watch something, it's more fun playing it, and I wanted to get good. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to do the Rollerdrome thing. And then like I don't feel like I ever got there. Um, but I don't think there's much there anyway. Like there's no lines that I felt like I could have been taking that are better, because you kind of can't take lines because you're constantly getting shot at, you know? So if you take a line one way, you can't do it every time.
Yeah, there's literally a laser and a fucking sniper that's constantly on you, like always in every level.
So like maybe if it was the only game I had and it was 2003 and I played just this game, I would learn the timings of all of the enemy's bullets, and I would find a line that was like clean as hell, and I would rock that shit like down to the millisecond, and get my perfect run. But I didn't feel incentivized to do that at all. Um,
I think if the levels were better and they made like the enemies more like COD zombies.
Yeah, like if they ran behind you, there needed to be a chase you enemy, not a rocket chase you enemy, because I felt no joy in shooting down rockets. Um, but there needed to be like, I don't know, like some type of like maybe a robot that like beeps at you and explodes. You know, there's also mines in this game. I forgot there was mines in this game.
Yeah, from the riot shield guy.
Yeah, the riot shield guy drops down like 4 or 5 mines, and one of your missions is to like dodge through a mine, but the mine will never hit you because all
It's
you have to
literally
do is not.
impossible.
Yeah, like it's just chilling there. It's not even inconvenient because the levels are small enough to where you want more, but they're large enough to not go in the spot where the mines are. Um, but yeah, when it comes to the extra mode, I played one level of the extra mode and didn't really like feel the need to do any more of that. Like I
What does
didn't.
it do
What's it do? It
besides the
makes enemies
soundtrack?
harder
Oh, that was it. I
and
remember. Yeah, I
changes the
saw it, but
soundtrack. And it's like it like has the first level, but like with every enemy. So like there was a laser
interesting.
guy and a rocket guy and a riot shield guy all on the first level.
If the game was more fun, maybe.
Yeah. But like it is fun. Like first starting out, I was having a blast. I was like, "Oh, no shit." But once you unlock everything, like actually after I unlocked the shotgun, after I unlocked the first thing practically, I was like, "All right, here we go," you know?
I think it really starts to like drag, which is crazy to say because this is like it really is like a 2 hour game. But once you have to start going back to levels just to do dumb shit to progress, it's kind of like I don't know. It just felt annoying. I don't know, but it for some reason I feel bad for saying that, but I don't know.
It the tech demo thing is really like working its way into my head because like I would wait with bated breath on a Rollerdrome 2. And then if Rollerdrome 2 is still underwhelming, then I would give up on it. But I am full in for Rollerdrome 2. Um
I think it works. It just needs like everything needs to be like better.
yeah, cuz it's like it wants to do like the Doom thing and the Tony Hawk thing and it gets there in very short bursts. Like for like two enemies in a row, you'll feel like, oh man, I'm fucking playing Doom and Tony Hawk. This is a sick gameplay loop. And then it just falters, like it just fumbles the bag right afterwards. Cause it'll be like, yeah, okay, you did the Tony Hawk Doom thing all by yourself on your own, right here, it's done. Um Now fight this rocket guy. But you can't kill him yet. Come back and fight him later. So you'll kill another sniper and then like a rocket will clip you or some shit and you'll be low health and you're like, all right, fight the fucking guy again, and you shoot him and he's down to like a pixel of health and he's fully invulnerable again. Like
It's like missing that flow. Like you'll get like a 30 combo, but it'll take you 5 minutes, and it doesn't really feel like a 30 combo.
yeah.
And in like how it would in like Doom or Tony Hawk, where there's like it's quicker and there's just more flow to it. Where this game, it's like, oh, you got to 30, but you're going 40 seconds between every like increase to the combo.
Yeah. Cuz you could really fucking drag it out. Like you can kill a guy, do a trick, dodge a bullet, slow down time, kill another guy, do a trick, dodge a bullet, slow down time. And if you do that 30 times, yeah, it's about 5 minutes.
And it's like
Um
the tricks don't matter for the combo, so it's like your shit only goes up for killing people, and sometimes it takes a while to kill. It's weird. It just needs to be quicker or something, or have
yeah.
more like weak enemies in between, so you can kind of like if I could tap a guy, like take half his health, and then like kill like a shitty weak enemy, and then double back and then kill that one. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, cuz if it like and the aim system. Like I played it on PC and I get that this game is best with a controller.
It's not. I
Um
play with control. It's The controls are honestly kind of whack. They feel like
Gotcha.
shit at first, and then you get used to them, but it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
But the whole like aim in the general vicinity and it shoots for you, like I get why they did that, and I get the allure to that, and how it works, and they probably tied in lore to it that I didn't read because I'm an asshole.
Wait,
Um
you don't get to shoot?
no, I shot. It's just like it didn't matter. Like say I'm shooting with the shotgun and I do my slug shot. I could be aiming 7 feet away from the guy. If that little rhombus square is dialed in on him, it doesn't
Oh
matter where my
yeah,
cursor is.
because only the sniper has like true like free aim.
Yeah. Which maybe that's it. Maybe I needed like a submachine gun that I could only free aim in, you know? Maybe that would have felt better. And just go ba 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 ba, you know? It was kind of like that with the pistols, but like I feel like the game would have been better without the lock-on system. Um but it
Yeah,
would have
if
been
it
slower in some aspects.
would have been harder too, for
Yeah.
sure.
But I think this game is dog shit easy. Like, maybe it's just because I played a bunch of Souls likes, but this game is fucking super easy. Like, you do a trick, you shoot a guy. You do a trick, you shoot a guy. Do you have to aim at the guy? Not really. Does it matter what trick? No.
Yeah, it's more like the difficulty is in like the tedium, because some of the levels just drag on, and then you have to go play them again because you need a couple more objectives, and it's like, but it's not necessarily hard.
Yeah. I found myself multiple times, like, looking at the fastest objective to do, doing that fastest objective, and then doing the same thing with another, like, map, like, right
Yeah,
afterwards. And be like, oh, I need three more. Okay, well, what's the next fastest objective? Um,
yeah. I'm never going for like the one that's fucking like complete the whole level, but don't shoot that. Like no, those ones are dumb, man. Like the ones like complete the whole section, but don't use the shotgun.
yeah. Or kill everyone with pistols. I did that one. I did watch a speed run, as is customary for what I do after I beat a game. I could not do it with the last two games, Star Trek and Spiritfarer.
What do you mean? There's no Spiritfarer speed run?
I am sure there's a Spiritfarer speed run. I don't want to watch it.
The Star
Um,
Trek speed run might be good, dude.
the just clip to the end. Um, from when I saw the speed runs, like it looks cooler and faster, but after playing it, like it doesn't look as cool or as fast as I would want. And maybe that'll change in time. Maybe this will be like a speedrun classic because they have the timer up there, and then it starts glowing red when you start like taking too much fucking time, and it gives you a bonus for faster times and a negative for slower times. So it's like this game wants to be sped, but um I don't know. We'll see how people get with that. But it was pretty cool to watch people whip around in the game. Like that part is sick. I never personally got there, nor wanted to really get there. Um, but I feel like if the gameplay loop was a little bit more enticing, to me, then I probably would have gotten there easily. I probably would have been like, yeah, no, let's fucking run it, you know. But there's no like replayability like in the Tony Hawk games for me in this particular game, mainly due to how like dull all of the levels are, and like I guess lifeless is the best way to put it. But again, don't fault anyone for that. I think that most of the focus was on mechanics, and I think the mechanics on their own are pretty good. It's just the implementation and the enemies you have to fight are really just dragging it down.
An endless round based mode could be fun too, like zombies. I think that would work well in this game.
That too, and maybe it's hidden somewhere. Like again, didn't do anything because I went right to credits on this one, and
Yeah.
I'll give full honesty. I don't think I gave this game a fair shake. Um,
Well, there's really not that much. What else could you really do? All the objectives.
yeah, I could have beat the game again on
Yeah.
the harder difficulty, but it didn't seem necessary. And it doesn't seem that necessary now either. Because,
Yeah,
like,
I don't
all the
think it
extra mode
is.
is, to my understanding, is the levels are harder and have all the enemies on every level. But, like, there was only 3 objectives in the new level that I did. Um, it was like get a billion gajillion points or and then beat it in this amount of time and don't die or some shit like that. Um, it wasn't like a fully like do these 15 extra things. It was like do 3.
Yeah.
Um, I give it a 5, straight mid.
I got a new section. What do you think IGN gave the game?
Ooh, ooh. Well, if I gave it a 5, it's probably an IGN 7.
No,
No, what IGN give it?
a 9.
A 9?
They also said it's a 9-hour campaign with another few hours spent replaying levels. Nine's crazy.
A 9-hour game.
In a
Not including the extra
yeah.
levels. Sorry, I think it's a whole extra campaign.
I can't believe they gave it a 9 out of 10.
Which maybe I'm the fucking fool here. Maybe I'm an
No, no,
absolute
no, no.
buffoon, and the second part is actually like the real game, and we like literally hit the credits of the tutorial. Like that's a possibility. I don't know. Um,
No, no.
but
Crazy.
it is not a 9-hour game. I can tell you that fucking much. Um, not even close.
I'll give it a 5
Yeah, like
and a half.
it's mid. It's mid. It's not bad. It is not a bad game. And I do this a lot. And we end up getting in these scenarios a lot where we just bitch. And cuz it's so easy to bitch. Cuz you can bitch about any game. Like we could have bitched about Breath of the Wild for fucking 2.5 hours if we really
I don't
wanted
know if
to.
I could.
Well, that's true.
That
But
game has more good things to say about it than bad.
yeah. But this game's not a 9. It is It is in its own right in a vacuum if no other games existed and it was just Tony Hawk and Hitman and this game. I mean, not Hitman, Max Payne and this game. Like, it would be a 7. But because other games exist, and I played a lot of other games this month, and we've been doing this for quite some time, on the scale of just games of the month, it's about a 5.
Nine's just insane because that's saying this game is 1 point away from being a perfect game. Which,
Yeah, I want to know what could have made it better for them in that
which,
case.
to be fair, it's like it's hard to rate like all games and then just be like, yeah, we're comparing like you can't really compare like this to Elden Ring and be like, yeah, these are basically on the same tier. I get it's like impossible, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like
Well, I was fleshing out at some point a fucking, and it's funny how I'm talking about a game that I feel isn't fleshed out, and then talking about how I can't even flesh out my rating system. But I was trying to do like a fun. Remember when Vanquish? We did Vanquish, and I wanted to do fun and like objective fun versus mechanical like aspects of the game, and
yeah.
and it's like yeah, no, like there's fun to be had. This game will be perfect for some people. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it's not good enough for most. Cause
I
like,
think I think we need to make a rating system that has 10 categories of 10 points each.
oh Christ, now we're just doing out of 100.
No, 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 no. But it has 10 categories.
Yeah, but then we add all those categories up.
But I think that's a better way to rate something.
All right, we could figure that out at some point. I'll actually figure that out. I can think of 10 things.
10 category. Well, maybe we can slim it down. I don't know. Maybe we get the 20 points. We'll figure it out. But then we can go back
Yeah,
and rate every game we played on this new scale, so we
yeah.
can get the true scale.
And I could truly tell you how much Bug Fables fucking sucked.
And then
down to the exact.
Baroque's getting a 10 in creativity, dude, which is
uh,
gonna move it up.
It's gonna bury itself in every other category, dude. It's gonna be in the fucking trenches in all other categories. Um, Maybe like five. I think five is a solid number for categories, and then it's out of 10, and then we just double it.
Wow. Why would you double it then?
Because then it's out of 100, and we have an out of 100 score.
Well, you could just make each category worth 20 points.
Yeah, I give sound design a 19. Like, what? Maybe. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Any last thoughts on Rollerdrome?
It's just forgettable. That's basically. I'll remember it, but not fondly.
I will. I have to say it is the best concept design on paper, and I can see them just fucking eyes lit up like, oh man, this is sick, and the idea is so sick. Um, but whether it was budget or time or both, it just fell short. Because the concept is way better than the game, and I love this concept, and I want more to be made. Um, from this studio specifically, I don't want somebody to pick it up and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna do this concept in a different game. No, I want this fucking game
I
direct
feel like that's
sequel.
what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be way better.
Uh, I don't think that's fair though. That's not how life should work.
Dude, that's games, Pal World, dude.
That's the dark and darker concept, dude, where it's like, oh, dark and darker is getting shit on and there's like fucking lawsuits everywhere. Fuck it, we'll just make our own dark and darker.
Yeah, we'll literally use the same assets. It's the same fucking game,
Yeah.
and give it a horrible name.
Yeah.
With
Dredge and
Dragon?
Dredger or some shit like
No,
that.
dude, Dragonborn. I
Yeah,
think they call that shit.
Dragonborn.
Fucking calling it a
Now we're gonna get
RuneScape
heat from
quest.
fucking like the one person working on Dragonborn right now is gonna be like, I saw your video and I hate you guys.
They can't even. Come on, that's a creativity of a 0.
um, but
Pale
yeah,
World's at
no.
least a 4, dude.
Excellent design. A Pale World came out. Here's something, folks. Neither of us played Pale World. Not, and that game looks so sick. That game
It,
looks so fucking awesome.
we'll play it at some point.
Yeah.
I think so, just because it'll just happen. I'm gonna wait till it's finished.
Yeah, because, like, it just came out at the worst possible time. Like, 3 days before Tekken. Are they fucking insane? But, I mean, they got 5 million people, so why not? There's
Yeah, I mean,
more Pokemon enjoyers than, sorry, Pokepale enjoyers than, than, what
you
do
just
you
got to be
call
in
it?
the right mood to play a fucking survival game too. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I think the base building aspects are dragging it down a little bit because I fucking hate base building. If I'm not playing a tower defense, there's no reason to be building a base, in my opinion.
See, I like the base. I don't know. It's just like I just know I look at you build bases. Well, now you got to play it for 300 hours.
Yeah.
That's all I see. Same with Terraria. It's like you build a base. Oh yeah, you got to play it for 300 hours. It's like dude,
No, but
which is fine, but
I was watching the homies play, and you can like fucking you can do cool shit in it, like at all aspects of the game. Because like when I was watching one guy play, he was at end game, and he was doing like Earth Defense Force level shit. And then I was watching another guy play, and it was like what was that game with the bow in the snow, and it was like a battle royale, dude.
and the one where you could be the announcer.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forget what it's called, but I know what you're talking
It looked
about.
like that. It looked like you were playing that, which was a great game, by the way. If we ever figure out what the name of that was,
It was a cool concept for sure.
yeah. Um, but yeah, the concept of Rollerdrome outweighs its actual utility. That's my ending thought.
Worth playing though, because it's really short and you can finish it in one sitting.
Yeah, you can crank this out like it's over. What do we got? What's the next one, dude?
The game I was gonna pick but didn't pick 'cause I didn't have time, but now we got time, but not really because Tekken.
In the
But you're gonna have to
shortest
make
month,
time.
in the shortest
And
month,
the shortest month on
during the first month of Tekken. Let's do it. What do we got?
also starting late too because we
Yeah,
didn't do this yesterday.
yeah.
It's not that long. We're playing Cassette Beasts.
Colin, what the fuck is Cassette Beasts?
Pale World, but better.
Hang on.
Dude, I always come with the good games. You tell me you're not stoked for Cassette Beasts?
Oh, this is Nexumon, dude.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
This is
this is Nexumon.
we're dunking on that garbage, dude. This is Cassette Beasts, dude. Use cassettes. This is gonna be fuck Pal World, dude.
Why didn't you just? Well, I guess Pale World doesn't have any fucking what do you call it?
There's no credits.
Yeah, there's no credits.
No,
in Pale
fuck,
World.
fuck that, dude. We're playing Cassette Beasts. I've been one. This game was on my list before Pal World even came out. So
Cassettes are an interesting idea because like that's a media that like cassettes got torched like because it was like 8-track and then cassettes and then CDs
yeah.
and then everything went digital. So like cassettes weren't even in for a little bit.
And there's nothing sicker than instead of Pokeballs, dude, you're using tape.
Hang on, I gotta load in my cassette Walkman.
Dude, exactly. And then you fuse with the cassettes, dude.
Oh my god, they got like VCR static and shit. Okay, all right.
Dude, it's gonna be sick.
Oh, this guy's this is a traffic cone spider Pokemon. All right,
It's like 15, 20 hours though, so it's not
fine.
crazy.
That's
It's not
fine.
crazy.
Yeah, that's usually where I try to get it into. Like the I want to be somewhere between 10 and 30 hours
Yeah,
always.
I think that's like a good sweet spot. I mean, we talked quite a bit about fucking 2 hours of Rome,
Yeah,
but there's just more to say when the game's a little longer.
and I mean, in the olden days, we'll crank out a Xenoblade and not even
Well,
sweat
I
it.
don't even know how that was just like.
Well, we did it. We did it with Breath of the Wild as well, But that was a delight to play, and that's something like I wanted to come home and play. But
It works out well when there's like nothing else to play too. But there's been so many games, like other games to play. But when we played Breath of the Wild, I don't think there was like shit out anyway. So
all right. Anything else you want to tell these guys?
uh, you know, you can react to 15 frames. I don't.
All right.
Just because 16's average doesn't mean 15 you can't. That's all I have to say.
We're out. Peace.